The two testes are the gonads of the man. They are located in the scrotum, which is suspended outside of the body cavity behind the penis. This position provides an environment that is approximately 3 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than the normal body temperature. When the testes become too warm, they drop low in the scrotum, away from the body heat, with the assistance of the spermatic cord. When they become too cold, they can elevate within the scrotum up close to the male body to take advantage of the body heat. The ability of the testes to move closer to or further away from the body in the scrotum is important to the production and survival of the sperm. Each testis is surrounded by a tough, whitish membrane called the tunica albuginea. This membrane covers the testicle and then enters the gland to form septa, which divide the testicle into sections or lobules. Each lobule contains seminiferous tubules and interstitial cells. The seminiferous tubules form sperm. The interstitial cells lie between the seminiferous tubules and produce the male hormones, also known as androgens. When a boy enters puberty, circulating levels of follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, cause a spermatogonium to undergo a unique type of cell division. When the spermatogonium undergoes cell division and mitosis under the influence of the follicle-stimulating hormone, it produces 2 daughter cells. One of the cells remains as a spermatogonium, and the other forms another, more specialized cell called a primary spermatocyte. These primary spermatocytes then undergo a specialized type of division called meiosis. Each primary spermatocyte undergoes meiotic division 1 to form 2 secondary spermatocytes, each with 23 chromosomes. Each secondary spermatocyte undergoes meiotic division 2 to form a total of 4 spermatids. Spermatids then differentiate to form heads and tails, eventually becoming mature spermatozoa. In other words, spermatogenesis forms 4 spermatozoa, or sperm cells, each with only 23 chromosomes from one primary spermatocyte that had 46 chromosomes. This wondrous and distinctive form of reproduction allows spermatozoa to join with the reproductive cell of the female, which provides the other 23 chromosomes necessary to form the 46 complement necessary for new life. The spermatozoa are among the smallest cells in the body. Looking like a small tadpole, the sperm has some distinct features that are important to remember. The head of the sperm contains the nucleus and houses the genetic information from the male. At the tip of the head is a structure known as the acrosome, which contains enzymes that allow the sperm to penetrate the female ova during fertilization. The body or midpiece is spiral-shaped and contains mitochondria that break down the ATP and supply the energy needed for the sperm to swim during the journey to the female site of fertilization. The tail of the sperm is a flagellum. Its whip-like movements enable the sperm to swim. Sperm normally live only hours after being deposited in the female, but some may survive for up to 3 days. From the seminiferous tubules inside the testis, sperm pass into the large coiled tube, the epididymis. Sperm mature within the epididymis and then are emptied into the ductus deferens or vas deferens. The ductus deferens passes from the scrotum through the inguinal canal as part of the spermatic cord. After entering the pelvic cavity, the ductus deferens loops over the side and then down the posterior surface of the urinary bladder. The ductus deferens is joined by the duct from the seminal vesicle. The seminal vesicle adds a thick, nutritive fluid that provides nutrients and energy for the sperm. The union of these two ducts, the ductus deferens and the seminal vesicle duct, forms the ejaculatory duct. This very short duct passes through the prostate gland, where it picks up fluid from the prostate, which provides an alkaline pH for the semen to counteract the acidity of the female reproductive tract. It then opens into the urethra to eventually exit the body. Prior to the exit, the bulbourethral glands will release an alkaline secretion into the urethra that will lubricate the penis and also help neutralize the acidity of the vagina. The ductus deferens or vas deferens is the duct that allows sperm to progress on from the epididymis and enter the abdominal cavity. The proximal portion of the ductus deferens or vas deferens is a component of the spermatic cord, which contains arteries, veins, and nerves that supply the testes. The spermatic cord contains the ductus deferens, testicular arteries and veins, lymph vessels, nerves, and the muscle that elevates and lowers the testes to maintain the proper temperature environment. The ejaculatory duct is the union of the seminal vesicle duct and the ductus deferens. The ejaculatory duct passes through the substance of the prostate gland and empties the sperm into the urethra. Finally, the urethra is the duct that serves two purposes in the male. It carries urine from the bladder to the outside, and it also carries semen from the ejaculatory duct to the outside. This duct is the final passageway for spermatozoa as they make their journey to the external environment. The seminal vesicles are pouch-like glands that provide almost 60% of seminal fluid volume. The fluid provides a sugar base that offers a source of energy for the sperm. The pH of the seminal vesicle secretion is alkaline, which helps to neutralize the acidity of the vagina. This focus on pH is important because the environment must be conducive to sperm survival. The prostate is a donut-shaped gland that lies beneath the bladder and encircles the urethra. It secretes an alkaline substance that helps to neutralize the acidity of the female vagina and increase sperm motility. The prostate also contains smooth muscle that contracts and forces the semen into the urethra during ejaculation. It provides approximately 30% of the total seminal fluid volume. Bulbourethral glands, also known as Cowper's glands, are pea-shaped glands that secrete a mucus-like substance, which serves as pre-coital lubrication. They also neutralize the acidity of the urethra in the male prior to ejaculation, so that the semen is not neutralized prior to introduction into the female acid environment. These glands contribute less than 5% of the seminal fluid volume. The penis is the organ of copulation, sexual intercourse, and functions to transfer sperm to the female vagina. It consists of 3 columns of erectile tissues. 2 dorsal columns are called the corpora cavernosa, and a ventral column is known as the corpus spongiosum. The penis is covered by loose skin that extends the length of the shaft. It forms a cuff over the enlarged distal end of the penis known as the glans. This portion is known as the foreskin or prepuce. It is the foreskin that is often removed surgically for religious or medical purposes in a procedure known as circumcision. The scrotum is a skin-covered pouch that hangs suspended from the groin and is divided into 2 sacs or chambers by a septum. Each chamber is lined with a serous membrane that reduces friction between the testis and the scrotal wall. Each testis, the accompanying epididymis, ductus deferens or vas deferens, and beginning spermatic cord are located within the scrotum.